Welcome back to another Codexirra tutorial. What we're going to be covering today is how to build a lead management tool using AI, and we're going to be doing that in Codexirra. If you don't have a Codexirra account, you can go to codexirra.com or find the link in the description or the comments section. So let's dive in. So what we're going to need to do is once you're signed in, you'll see this page that says, what do you want to build? So we're going to put in a simple prompt because that's all we need. We've got, please build a complete lead management web application for tracking leads, lead statuses, contacts, notes, follow-ups, and pipeline activity. The application should feel like a modern business SaaS tool, use a clean professional UI with sidebar layout, dashboard cards, tables, forms, filters, search, and lead detail pages. Please build the complete front end and back end for the lead management tool. Now, the reason why you can see we didn't mention any tech stack is because these applications are built using React, Vite, Python, and a fast API with a Postgres database. Now, the reason for that is so that we have a singularized tech stack that we can actually deploy, containerize, and have a preview area for our clients so that they can actually use the application within Codexirra. So let's get that started. Now, when you first do it, it's going to be building out the code. This can take a little bit longer the first time, and that's due to us building all the planning, the actual code, the files, everything that's needed. So while it does that, I can explain the application a bit further. So we have the new button here. You can click that to start a new project. You can click open to open a project. You can click export if you want to export all the code into one single zip so you can go upload it elsewhere. You got your title of the project, which is just the comes from the prompt, but you can edit that to whatever you want it to be. Now we've got our develop and preview. Within the develop toggle, you will see what we currently see now, where you can talk to the assistant, use the explorer, see the logs, and edit any code that you want to and view it. Preview is when it actually containerizes and deploys the application, front end and back end, and then allows you to actually use it and test it out, which is great for debugging, finding the issues, and seeing how it actually looks when it's actually deployed. Now, run build actually simulates a production build of the application. You do that so you can make sure that there's no errors in the build. If there are, they will appear in the logs, and you can click the fix errors button, and it will automatically tell the AI to go fix those errors that came across in the log. We have the profile area where you can see your email, joined, your planned, the tokens. You can also upgrade your plans or downgrade, and your details. Now we have the bottom bar here. Now this has the logs, so that's the system and AI logs that will pop up in here. We've got the history and any error logs. We've also got the history. This is where when it runs builds or when it does the preview, it will put in the history of the build here so you can go back to it. We've got GitHub, so this allows you to push your code to a GitHub repo, allowing you to use it elsewhere, which is real handy. We've then got the AI assistant area, as we saw before, so that's where you actually talk to the AI, give it its instructions and what it can do. We then got Explorer, so Explorer is where all the code will actually appear. You'll be able to also upload any assets, create new files, or create new folders as well. We then have the bottom bar here that just shows how many tokens you used and your plans tokens, and if you're connected. I'll just give it a bit more time. As mentioned, the first iteration can be a bit longer and will most likely have errors in it. As anyone knows that's dealt with AI code, when doing full actual real application builds, the errors can be a bit funky at the start. But let's see. Oh, you can also move the sides. So you've got these sidebars here if you need a bigger or smaller. Same for here, bigger or smaller. And you can hide this as well if it's getting in the way to make it easier. There we go. So we've got our new code. So as you can see, we've got the back end and all the front end components, our readmes, everything we need. It's also given us details, and we can review the difference to see all the code that is added and its plan and files. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go run build. There's most likely errors, but let's just give it a run and see what happens. Okay, see, so as we can see, there was an error already mentioned here. Let's see. Might not be a big deal. Let's go to preview and see if we can actually deploy our front and back end. Might not be able to, but who knows. Awesome. So that's loaded. So that's loading the front end, and as we can see, we've got this error, which most likely means it's could be a front end sort of code error or back end error. That's okay. Well, we've got our unable to load lead, so I get the feeling it's the back end. But we've got a good start. So what we'll do is we'll jump back to develop, and we'll say good work. Currently loading page, but see this error. Think there might be backend issues. Please review code and fix problems. Nice and simple. So we just told it what we saw and also what to fix. Now, while it does that, I will jump back into preview and I'll actually show you a little extra feature that's pretty big, and it's the AI editing. So what this does is if you, while you're using the application, everything's working, you can turn on the AI editing, and it allows you to select specific spots on the application and ask for changes. So let's say if we wanted to change the button, we'd click that and then tell it what to change. So let's say change the color, change the wording, and click apply. That automatically goes off to the AI and it will start making those changes for you on the fly, making it really easy to work with. Still doing its code generation. We can also take a look at the code. As you can see, we get everything like our requirements, our NV details, databases, the front end. All the code is here to review as well if you can do that. Awesome. So what we'll do is come back to our preview and see. We might need to refresh it if it's doing an old build, but we'll see. Okay. Unable to return API front-end HTML instead of back-end JSON. Make sure the API is running. There we go. So it's most likely the back-end fast API not running properly. So that's good to know. We'll run a build just in case. The build did have errors, so that's interesting. So let's go, we'll go back and we'll see what those errors were. See, got plenty. So let's go fix errors. This is why we should run builds in the first place, to make sure we can get these sort of build errors. This is what you would usually see in a terminal if you were deploying this locally or on a server, and it allows it just easier to handle these sort of errors, having it in the chat and able to see it all. Awesome, so that's done. So if we go run build, hopefully it won't have that error anymore. And we're looking good. Awesome, so let's go preview. We'll actually exit that and shut it down so that we can start again. Okay, load it up. We're still getting our API error, so we'll now tell it that this is the error we're getting. But the good news is that it's building properly. Let's go, please look into backend because we are seeing this in the UI. Please make sure all code is correct, correct and connected together properly. There we go. Great, so it's made some changes for us. So let's go to preview. We'll restart it. I said restart it. Okay, still getting our error by the looks of it. Now if we just give it a second just in case. New leads. It's good to know all the UI is there, but we're still having trouble with our back end. So let's go back. What did it say? Okay, so if we go here, so let's just take a quick look and say still getting please make sure everything front, back, fast API is set up correctly. Okay, so we've got that. Let's run a build just in case there's any build errors. Okay, let's go to preview. We might actually have to refresh run that. Okay, so we're still getting it. So what I'm thinking, what did it say here? So we'll say, good work, please make sure the front end is correct as well, as we are still getting this error. Usually doesn't take this long to fix a single error, but you know, what can you do? There we go, we officially did it. So now we have the working application. So we've got the dashboard where we have our leads, pipeline value, weighted forecasts and overdues, our pipelines, upcoming recent activity. So if we go into our leads, you can see we've got one here. So let's click in. Now we've got our status, our stages that we can change. Basically a whole area to manage the client. Now, obviously, there might be different things that you want, every things you want removed. So you would just go and start telling the AI from here, either in with AI editing, or you can do it right here, talking to it. And then once you've got it to the point that you like, you can either export the code or upload it straight into a GitHub repo. But thanks for watching. This was a great video of showing how to use AI when it comes to building out the dashboard. Thanks.